September, that means it's time for another home cafe, so let's prep. So it is time to make some of my favorite fall recipes. I always start off by making my homemade coffee syrup, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna start off by making my most popular coffee syrup. I make this every single home cafe because it is by far the favorite. I always double the batch because it goes by so quickly. This is my Teddy Graham latte. It is brown sugar, honey, cinnamon, vanilla. It tastes like a hug in a cup. It truly is magical. We're gonna put the saucepan over medium heat. And then just grab about a cup of brown sugar. I typically do 1-to-1 for brown sugar and honey, but I'm actually running a little bit low on honey, so the ratio is gonna be a little bit different, but it's gonna be just fine. Squeeze! This is like an arm workout, trying to get all the last of the honey out. And then a generous amount of cinnamon. Then just water. We just give it a stir and then we let it boil for about 5 to 10 minutes and it's done. Next up we have a Biscoff latte, which is cinnamon, Biscoff cookie butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, and water. We're adding about 1/4 cup of Biscoff cookie butter, 1 cup of light brown sugar, a dash of cinnamon, and a dash of nutmeg. Then we just add our water. We just give it a good mix and let it boil for 5 to 10 minutes. Next up is our apple crisp. 1 Honeycrisp apple, brown sugar, fresh apple cider from the farmer's market, cinnamon, and vanilla. We peel and finely dice our apple, add about 1/2 cup of brown sugar, then instead of water we're going to use apple cider. And then we're just going to let this simmer and thicken up for about 15 minutes. Last but certainly not least is my toasted pecan praline syrup. So we're gonna grab butter, pecans, maple syrup, brown sugar, vanilla, cinnamon, and water. We're gonna add a little bit of butter to the pan and toast the pecans in it. Let them toast up for a few minutes in the butter before adding the other ingredients. Now that the coffee syrup has been made, it is time to print off the labels, put them on the little jars, then pour it up. I got this label maker from Amazon and I love it. It's so easy to use. And then I make all the labels on Canva and just print it right from my phone. It literally could not be any easier than that. We have our labels made, so we're just gonna put them on the jar. And now they're ready for the syrups. of our prep for my home cafe, and today we're gonna be prepping the fillings, icings, and doughs that are easy to prep days in advance. First, we're gonna make homemade pumpkin puree. These are pumpkin pie pumpkins, and they are perfect for pumpkin pies. So all I'm gonna do is take off the stems, slice them in half, and throw them in the oven for about 45 minutes, then add to my food processor. I'm also gonna prep pretty much anything that I can do days in advance. So I'm gonna do the cream cheese frosting for the cinnamon rolls, the cream cheese frosting for the pumpkin cookies, the cream cheese frosting for the pumpkin caramel cake. Am I obsessed with cream cheese frosting? Yes, it is my absolute favorite frosting to make, especially for the fall season because it just complements the flavors so well. Then I'm also gonna make my dough for my pumpkin cream cheese salted caramel cookies and my brown butter chocolate chip cookies. Also, I've actually never done this, I don't know why, but I'm gonna prep all my brown butter in advance so on big baking day, I don't have to waste 10 minutes prepping that. So let's get into it. We have the pumpkin filling and the pumpkin seeds in the oven, so now we're gonna work on, next we're gonna work on the apple pie filling. I'm gonna use this for the apple pie cinnamon rolls and then the mini apple hand pies. We're gonna peel and finely dice these apples, then throw into a saucepan. We're just gonna peel some apples, and then I might use a slab chopper to dice them all the same size and save me a lot of time. Now that we have a bucket load of peeled and diced apples, we're gonna put it into a pan with butter, cinnamon, brown sugar, cornstarch, and lemon juice. I'm gonna add in 1 stick of butter, and cinnamon. And then just mix it around, and once the butter is melted, we'll add in the apples. Now we add in the bucket load of apples. With a little bit of lemon juice. The apples have been sauteing for about 10 to 15 minutes, so I'm gonna add a little bit of cornstarch to thicken it all up. For some reason, I have never prepped brown butter, but I use it in almost every recipe. So we're gonna prep 6 sticks of brown butter to use for the entire cafe. Now that we have the brown butter made, we're gonna make the best brown butter chocolate chip cookies. I make this for every single home cafe because it's so good. We're gonna add 1 cup of brown butter, brown sugar, granulated sugar, we're gonna add in 1 egg and 2 egg yolks, and a generous amount of vanilla extract. I like to use vanilla bean paste. Once that's all combined, we're gonna add the dry ingredients, which is flour, baking powder, salt, and cornstarch. And the limit does not exist with chocolate. I'm using Ghirardelli 72% dark chocolate. The next cookie dough we have to prep is our brown butter pumpkin cookies, and then I'm gonna top with a cream cheese frosting and salted caramel. It's gonna be so good and taste just like fall. I'm so excited. So today we're just gonna prep the dough, and then we're gonna prep the icing later. We're gonna start off by mixing brown butter, with brown sugar and granulated sugar. We're gonna give it a good mix. Now that's all mixed and combined, we're gonna add in 2 egg yolks. I used paper towels to take out all the extra moisture of a 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree. So after all the moisture is out, it's a little bit less than 1/2 cup, but you want to take out as much moisture from the pumpkin puree as possible so it doesn't make our cookies cake-like. So we're gonna add in pumpkin puree and as much vanilla bean paste as your heart desires. You can use vanilla extract as well. I'm gonna whisk this all together, then we're gonna fold in the dry ingredients. Now we're gonna fold in our flour, baking powder, cornstarch, pumpkin pie spice, and cinnamon, and salt. So now we're gonna finish the pumpkin puree. So I took the pumpkins out of the oven and I let them cool. Then I got rid of all the insides and put it in a food processor. And you just blend it in the food processor until it has this consistency, kind of like baby food or pumpkin puree. We're almost done with prep. The last thing we have to do is make all of our cream cheese frostings. We're gonna make a regular cream cheese frosting and then a maple cinnamon cream cheese frosting. Once the cream cheese is light and fluffy and whipped, we're gonna add in butter and vanilla extract and beat again. Once that's all combined, we're gonna add in powdered sugar, and that is it. For the maple one, I'm gonna take out most of this and then add a little bit of maple syrup and cinnamon, and that one will be done as well. Okay, so that was the last thing to do today. So I am going to relax. Just kidding. I'm going to clean this kitchen. It's a mess. Then I'm going to relax and edit some videos. I'm so tired. It's all worth it. It's all so fun. It is prep day 3 and we are back from our errands. So it's time to make some bouquets and get some of our general stationery and all that jazz done. It's the little things, guys. The little things matter. We are back from Trader Joe's, and one of the most important things, in my opinion, is always having fresh flowers when you have guests over. I love going to Trader Joe's and making a beautiful seasonal bouquet, so let's make it together. I actually lucked out and Jay got me this beautiful arrangement just a few days ago, so I kind of wanted to go off of these vibes. So I got some red roses and I'm just gonna make a separate bouquet that looks kind of like this, maybe not as pretty. Of course, red roses will be our shining star in these bouquets. Whenever I'm working with flowers, I always get rid of all of the leaves that are on the stem that will be in the water, because that will just make the water super murky and make the flowers die sooner. So I just always clip those off. With roses, I like to give it that big flower shop vibe. So all you do is actually just spread apart the leaves and it will literally change the rose into a giant, beautiful flower. I did that with the ones that Jay got and it just literally transformed the entire arrangement. So this is before and this is after. Before, after. Pretty crazy. Okay, we have 2 bouquets working right now. The roses are in. Next up are these little orange guys. I went for a fall theme, so you'll see a lot of red, orange, maroons in this bouquet. Just like that, all of my arrangements are done, and this only cost me $35, and I got 2 big arrangements, 2 medium size, and 4 really small arrangements, and I'm gonna place these around my house. Okay, next up, we have to add my branding to my cups. I always do iced lattes, and I add this cute little sticker I printed off of Canva. It's the little things, guys. I'm telling you, the little things make such a huge difference, and I would just have so much fun doing the little things. I finally printed off like a big amount on Canva. I've been printing off like batches of 50 for some reason, even though every time I have like 30 to 40 people, so I have to reprint them every month, and I'm like, why am I doing this? So I finally decided to be a little bit smarter. Yeah, we just put them on. I try to put it on as the middle as possible, but I can't do anything straight, so there we go. Next is a very simple thing, but you guys, I'm telling you, it's the details. I always print off my menu. I do this at CVS to get the perfect size, and I have it so everyone knows exactly what they're getting with all the details in it. I explain what the recipe is, and I describe some notes in it, like for my apple pie cinnamon rolls, this is what I say, so like people know what they're getting themselves into. Apple pie cinnamon rolls, these are fluffy rolls with an apple pie filling, brown sugar, and cinnamon, topped with a maple cream cheese frosting. They're like, oh, sick. I know exactly what's going into that. And that's what we want. We want people to know all the effort that goes into this. So, out with the old, in with the new. This is August. Bye, Sade. There we go. I always print a coffee order form. So this is if you want a cold brew or an iced latte. I do not do hot lattes for my home cafe just because it does take more time to do. And when you're pumping out this much coffee for free, you're not doing that, okay? So I always ask if you want an iced latte or cold brew and then what type of milk, or if you want an optional cold foam, and then you can pick your flavor. And this just makes it so easy for me, so people aren't just like standing over my shoulder like, this is what I want, this is what, no, it saves us time. And then I actually like hang it up as a cute little display, and it's just like, once again, the little things. Just the little things, guys. So yeah, I print off 4 on each sheet and then I just cut them up. Super simple. Last but certainly not least is we're making to-go boxes for all of our guests to take treats home, because I'm making like 8 different items, and like 8 times 12, that's a lot, okay? So there'll be a lot of food here, and trust me, there's always leftovers, and I want people to have it and enjoy it later this weekend too. Like, I don't want it to just be one experience, I want it to be multiple experiences, and I want everyone to just have as many sweet treats as their little heart desires. So I always make to-go boxes. Very simple. I make about 10 of them. That is all she wrote. I'm gonna add a few decorations around the house, but that's all I got. We are officially on day 4 of the prep, and we are officially 1 day out from the home cafe. So that means it is baking day. We're about to do baking madness. I'm gonna bake until I drop and cannot bake anymore. The very first thing I'm gonna make is the one that usually takes most time, and that is cinnamon rolls. The variation I'm doing this time for September are my apple pie cinnamon rolls. So they'll be a light and fluffy roll stuffed with apple pie filling, brown sugar, cinnamon, butter, topped with a maple cinnamon cream cheese frosting, and more apple pie filling. It's gonna be unreal. So to make that, I'm gonna activate the yeast first. So I just stuff a yeast in warm milk between 100 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's not warm enough, it won't activate the yeast. If it's too hot, it will kill the yeast. So it really is crucial to have it between that temperature range. This will bubble for 5 to 10 minutes. You'll know when it's ready, trust me. And then we'll make the dough. We're gonna mix the yeast with melted butter, brown sugar, 2 large eggs, vanilla extract. I'm running low on this bottle. And then we'll add the yeast mixture. Now we're just gonna fold in the flour and salt and let it knead for 8 to 10 minutes. Mixture makes cinnamon rolls 12 times easier. It makes it so nice. So yeah, we're just gonna forget about it, and while we're doing this, I'm gonna throw some chocolate chip cookies in the oven. We have our chocolate chip cookie dough we made 2 days ago. We're just gonna scoop it and throw it in the oven. This is why prep is so crucial. I don't have to actually make all this dough because that takes so much time. So our cinnamon roll dough is rising. Our chocolate chip cookies are in the oven. We're now gonna work on our brown butter pumpkin cake. It's gonna have pumpkin crumbles in between, salted caramel, and a cream cheese frosting. It's gonna be insane. So we're gonna first start by making the cake. Start off by mixing the brown butter with the brown sugar. This is the brown butter that we prepped the other day. When baking with brown butter, you always wanna get every last drip of brown flakes, because That's where the flavor is. It's been mixing for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're gonna add in 4 large eggs with some vanilla extract. Then, once it's all combined, we're gonna add our fresh pumpkin puree that we made and sour cream. The cake is in the oven, so now we're gonna work on our brown butter cinnamon crunch bread. It's a brown butter banana loaf with a layer of cinnamon sugar, and then on top there's a crunchy crumble topping. It's so divine. I've made this so many times. It's always so good. We're gonna start off with our brown butter. And make sure you get every scrape of that brown butter, guys. We're gonna mix it with brown sugar. Once that's combined, we're gonna grab the 3 nastiest looking bananas you can find, aka super overripe bananas. The riper the better. And then you're just gonna take out all of your aggression on the bananas. I'm gonna whisk this combined, and then I'm gonna fold in the dry ingredients. We're gonna let those rise, and while that's rising, we're gonna make our apple hand pies, which is just a simple pie crust I literally buy from the store, and then the apple pie filling we made 2 days ago. It's so easy and they're so cute. Use the lid of a mason jar to cut little circles. This cake looks insane. Now we're just gonna ice our pumpkin cookies. $6 later and we are done. It just seems so crazy to say, but we made apple pie cinnamon rolls, a 3-tiered pumpkin cake, apple pie cookies, pumpkin cookies, chocolate chip cookies. I feel like there's something else. Oh, banana bread, and instead of egg bites, I couldn't find my egg containers. So I'm actually just gonna make my souffled egg sandwiches. So I already prepped the egg part, and then I'll just assemble it with bacon and spicy mayo tomorrow. But yeah, I'm super, 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 super excited to host tomorrow. I look forward to this every single time, so I cannot wait and take you guys along and show you everything that happens. But I'm tired, and the problem is that it's 3:30 before the cleaner comes, and like, you're not really supposed to be there, so now I have to go tootle around for like 3 hours, even though I just want to like lay in bed. I might get a drink. I might need it. Okay, so today is finally the day, and I have been so busy all morning, so I really didn't film everything, but I can show you what I did. So I started prepping the house, but I made bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, ham and cheese croissants with homemade pesto. I started setting up the display. Here's where everyone eats. Coffee stand. But here's where I actually make the coffee, is over here. That's my big light. Hey! That is all. All of that is espresso. That's insane. That's toppings. And that's the setup.